Hello everyone, I wanted to do a basic tutorial on how you would set up OBS if you wanted to record an audition video for a student. Now, right now you're looking at a pretty crazy looking screen, but I have to do this in order to capture what's actually happening on my desktop. So in OBS you can set up many different scenes, and a scene is kind of what the input of your video function is. So right now I've got a scene set up over here that's called my desktop. This would actually be desktop and a video of me with a green screen behind me. This is my FaceTime only camera, and I've got several other different scenes, including one that's just information about me. But if you want to add a scene, because when you first open OBS, it will not have any of this, you're going to hit the plus button down here. And for our now, we'll just call it scene number 2, and we'll hit OK. Now, I'm going to switch back to my desktop for just a second. Scene number 2 is right down here now. So if I click on that, then there's nothing displayed right now. I'll show that again, because it does not have a source telling it where to look for the video. So once you have a scene, you'll click on the scene, and then you have to pick a source. So your source, if you are doing some kind of student recording, is going to be a video capture device. So when you do the video capture device, it's going to ask you what you want, and you can say video capture device, or you can say built-in camera if you're using the one that's on your computer, and you'll just hit OK, and it's going to bring you to this menu where you select a device. So I can use my FaceTime HD camera, and that's going to automatically select my neutral input camera, and you can select the buffering size that you want it to have, and just hit OK. So that has now placed the camera on top of my desktop. I can expand it. If you're doing this as a video of your student, you want to expand the corner of it and center it in the frame so that it works, and that is now the video input source. So I'm going to remove this just a second from my desktop. I'm going to click on scene 2 and then walk through on my end exactly what I just did, so you can see. So here I'm going to the sources, I'm hitting the plus, choosing video capture device, and I'm going to say that I'm using that FaceTime camera, and boom, that is back up and running. Now I've already got a FaceTime camera that's analyzing my green screen, so you can see my green screen stops here. So if you want to do some green screen work, you can certainly do green screen in this program as well. But now I have a nice expanded and centered video that you can see. So the other side of this is that you need to address the audio issues. Well, you can see the audio is jumping right here. So my audio gain that I want to shoot for is somewhere in this target zone right here, right where it meets green to yellow. If I'm in this green to yellow range, then that's about the right audio level. If it's too loud or too soft, then you actually have to adjust the gain knob. So if I turn the gain down on my microphone, now I'm making it less sensitive. I'm not in the green or anywhere near the yellow. If I turn it up too much, then I'm going to be spiking in the red, and that's nearing distortion. And we definitely don't want that when recording a student. So you can have them play the loudest audio to determine if the microphone is set at a good level. Now, to pick that the microphone is where you want your audio to come from, you select this little icon right here, and that'll bring up a properties menu. You want to go to the properties and pick the device that you're using. Now, this is my audio interface. It's a PreSonus Studio 1824 right now. So I'm going to select that and hit OK. The choices that you've seen me use today, it could be a Shure MV5 as a USB microphone, or it could be the Audition ID14 interface. Any of those might be selectable there if they are hooked up to the computer. Right now, like I said, mine is called the Studio 1824, and that is my USB audio interface. You can also go into advanced properties and select the mono category to make sure that all of the sound is mixed evenly to both speakers, and that will ensure that you get a nice even balance across the sound. So we've got our scene selected. We could be scene number 2, which would have the video display. We've got the audio set up, and then all the student will have to do is hit start recording, which will be a button that's right here. So they'll just hit start recording and record their video, and when they're done, hit stop recording, and then that process is done and it's made a video. Now, one thing I will say is that this often does videos in a file format called .mkv, which is a pretty good file format, but not really usable by very many things. So when you're done, if you select File, Remux the recording. Now that's a strange term, but that is going to very quickly turn a file. I'm going to show you from my movies folder. This is the .mkv file that normally comes in. If you just drag that file to this side of the Remux recording screen, and then hit Remux, it will actually create a new file called 2020, same name, .mp4. I'm going to do it one more time with a different file name. Bring it down, hit Remux, and boom, there we go. This is now a .mp4, which is a very common file type that you can share out with anyone, and you can rename that to be whatever you so desire and share it with the world very easily. So again, that's called Remux. That would be the last step to do after you have finished the recording process. Hope you found this helpful. It's a fairly neat piece of software. It'll do a lot more than what I just showed you, but that would be the way that you would make a student audition video using OBS software.